Right then, guys, happy birthday to me. The 29th of January 2024. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm going to turn this heater off for a little tiny bit. And what we're going to be doing today, on my birthday, I've had a lovely birthday, been out with the family, been sneaking around, doing everything, and I've got a little bit of time to myself. So I thought to myself, absolutely perfect time to do something I've been meaning to do, which is quite fun for a while. Now, I've got massive news for you guys. If you didn't know it, I'm 48. That's massive news, considering I'm at 28. But let me spin you around a minute. What I'd like to do tonight is, can you remember last time I was in Japan? Yamaguchi wrote out taffaguchi for me, and I had it all done out in kanji. So what we've got here is a little bit of oak. So this is a bit of oak, which I'm going to sand. I'm going to sand the top of this now with an orbital sander for a little bit. Let's just see what kind of result we can get on that. And this is my sign writing kit. Believe it or not, guys, I'm a dab hand at sign writing. I know what you're thinking. My talents are endless. But anyway, we've got some one-shot paint in there, some thinners, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we've got everything we need. Got some quite nice brushes in there. Not actually proper Japanese calligraphy brushes, but I'm going to try to mimic Japanese calligraphy with what I've got. So, let's put my sign writing kit away. And, again, when I'm here, probably in the next few days or just before I go away, all of this is going to be cleared out because I've had amazing news. So I want to tile the rest where I want it. I need to finish the pipe work. I need to clean the inside of the drum and get it looking absolutely spick and span, because this whole system here, apart from the backy shower, is going to be a full Awaz setup. So I've decided to source the new Awaz DC pumps. Yes, amazing. I didn't think I was going to do it, but we've got there in the end. I've got a new Awaz stainless steel UV coming. I'm going to have an Awaz air pump. I want the whole system, actually bar one thing, which is going to be the heater, is going to be all Awaz. So we've got a 1,000 gallon system, heavily over-filtrated. So I've offloaded a few fish. And I've had some money today off Yasmin. She's actually got me some yen, bless me, for my birthday. So, yeah, I'm tozai hunting. I think I'm going to get between 50 and 75 highest grade tozai I can get to go in there. It's going to be a fantastic box. Not quite sure yet. When we go to Japan, I am very interested in Odekan. Very interested in Shinoda. I'm very interested in a lot of things. Like I said, Kansuke would have been top of the cards realistically, because he uses all Sakai and Danichi blood, and I just think he does a great job of what he does. But yeah, I think Ricky's bought all those out. So we'll see what goes on. And I don't think I can get my hands on much of Takano stuff as well, because Ricky bought all those as well. So anyway, we'll see what's over there. There's still some other real jewels. We've got Hosokai. We've got Yamashino. So remember, the Sankey I've got in there is absolutely fantastic. But we'll see. I've still got Odekan in my mind. I don't know why, but there's a lot of people over there. So we'll see what's going on. But anyway, let's have a little play around on this, and we'll see how it goes. Interesting. Battery's flat. Round 2. Absolutely perfect. That is lovely. So that is quite rough from the sawmill. That is what I'm after, and it hasn't taken me long, so let's get this done. There we are then, guys. So I've gone from where have I gone? 120, 180, 240, and you can see that it's got quite a nice shine on it already. Got a little stain through there. A little bit of water damage maybe there, but this is going to get water damaged anyway. So, yeah, quite chuffed with that, to be honest. That looks actually really nice. So I think I'll take this out to the house now. What I did intend doing was actually photocopying the kanji slightly like bigger, and then stenciling it onto this. But what I may do is I've got a photocopier in the... Have I got a photocopier? If not, I'm just going to do it by hand. I'm an artist at the end of the day, aren't I? So I'll have a go. Shouldn't have said that. Pressure's on. Then guys, we're back inside the house. So this is the kanji I got done. Let me start from the beginning. Let me get my wallet. Right, so when I was out on the town with old Yamaguchi and Kobayashi, right, so I give him a task. I said to Yamaguchi, so that there is Yamaguchi Nishinigoi. That there is Yamaguchi Nishinigoi in kanji. I wanted him to write taffaguchi Nishinigoi in Japanese. It blew his mind because some things don't actually translate properly. Now, I didn't know, but apparently they have 3 different alphabets in Japan. The style that I wanted is the very old traditional one, which actually not many people know. Not everyone knows how to read, apparently, or definitely write. Old Yamaguchi-san went to school. He's quite a clever guy, right? So when I showed him that, he was like, oh, right, okay, so that's Yamaguchi. So taffaguchi. So that's how he had to do it, basically, all right? So Gucci in Japanese means, I think, circle, and that represents circle. You see Yamaguchi, taffaguchi, okay? And then obviously Nishinigoi at the end. So he came up with, because I wanted he wrote it across first of all, and I said, no, I want to write it down. So basically, that is it down, and then obviously I've got to put the Nishinigoi at the bottom. And then I took that to a lady just outside of the new Atani, and she, let me just see, she came up with, let me just work out which one it is. Yeah, so she came up with this, which is, that is taffaguchi, and that is Nishinigoi. So obviously I have to write that and then that underneath down this wonderful piece of, okay, French oak, but let's just pretend it's Japanese. Yeah, so that's it basically. So she was really blown away, and I done this about an hour before we had to leave on the Shinkansen to get back to the UK. I'd been walking past that place for literally 2.5 weeks, and it wasn't open because every time we were in, it was closed, and every time we were out, it was open. So I managed to walk down for our last meal. I walked past, and she was in there, and I went in. She didn't speak much English, but we talked in the language of love, and I got it done. So I paid her heavily for this. Yes, with yen. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to copy this by pencil. Just going to do an outline on this quick. See how well it looks, and then I'm going to try to get it to be like nice brush marks, but with my one-shot sign writing paint. So obviously it's not on this beautiful Japanese paper, and it's not with a calligraphy pen, but what we're going to do is see what we're going to come up with. I can tell you one thing, the piece of oak is going to look a lot nicer with something on it, whether it's been nice or whether it's going to be rubbish. She even put a tiny stamp on it for me. Don't know what it means, but that's her calling card. So if you know her, thank her for me. So right, let's have a little look at this. What I'm going to do first of all is, left my tape in there. Measure this out. Make sure the kanji is going to fit in there lovely. Draw it with a pencil. I might time lapse it for you if you want. There you are then, guys. So what I've done is, obviously, taffaguchi Nishinigoi down there. So what I've done is, I don't know if you can see the shine of the pencil, so you can just about see it. You can just about see it. It's all really nicely spread out all the way down. And each letter actually had about 10 centimeters. The bottom section, the Nishnagoi, had maybe about 11 because it just seems to be more punchy and slightly bigger letters, if you can see. So anyway, let's get the paints thinned and mixed up. You'll be able to see it way more clear, but I'm quite happy with it. I have roughly got it in there. And when I'm actually doing it, I will try to get it a little bit more like that. But it's pretty close anyway. Do you know what I mean? I've obviously been abusing my brushes, so I've given this a good clean now. We actually used the detangler for it as well. So there was something left in there from the last little time I used it. But it's okay now. Yeah, it's not a calligraphy brush, is it? But there's more than one way to skin a cat. What I've done, guys, is I've made that... It's really... got a lot of pigment in this one shot, so what I've done is I've made it quite thin as I can, so I might be able to get some of that kind of brush mark effect without painstakingly having to paint them in. So I'm hoping that is going to be strong enough, well, to look good. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Right, here we go then, guys. Let's see what I can achieve. I don't really want to damage this, so let's move things away. Get those thinners off. Right, I can just about see this, so here we go then. Like I said, I'm not quite sure if this is going to be too thin or not, as long as it actually, in fact, yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Right, let's see how this is going to look. Not too bad. Using my little Danichi thing. I'm actually getting the brush strokes on this as well, guys, so this might not look too shabby at the end. I'm not going to say it's going to be as authentic as it can be, but not too bad. I think maybe I'm going to put a tiny bit more paint in it. It looks like it's bleeding a little bit too much. Let me just come back to you. Right then, guys, so I've just put another little bit of one shot in there. You can see it's just bleeding a little bit, but I'll sort that out later. Now we've got... Oh, bloody Yamaguchi. I think I can make it thicker again, guys. you know, it's all right. Not quite as iconic as the Koi Farm logo, but I like it. Taffaguchi Nishnagoi. So I'll wait for that to dry now, guys. It's okay. If I was going to do it again, I probably wouldn't have put any thinner enhancers on, because actually the brush give quite a good sort of calligraphy effect anyway. It's as good as, damn it. It's okay. I quite like it. It looks Japanese. It says what I want it to be, and it's on an oak board. That's as close as I'm going to get to a Japanese sign in South Wales. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to do in this video, so this is one thing I wanted to do again before I go back to Japan, because I wanted to show Yamaguchi-san this. So that's one more thing done. And what I'll probably do tomorrow is leave that totally dry, and I'll probably put an oil on it, or I have got varnish there as well. So I don't know, probably maybe just oil it, I don't know, we'll see. But I'll probably hang that up when I redo my pump house. When I come back from Japan, what I'll probably do is that will be probably on the sliding door, or I don't know. We'll see. Just juggle it around. We'll see what happens. But that is going to be in the pond for sure. Like I said, don't know where yet, but it will be there. And eventually just get old and silver and minging and disgusting. Like, well, who's got one? Most of them have got one, to be honest. Yeah, like Elf Boys is good. I'll show you that in Japan when I go next week. Yeah, so next thing I want to do, guys, I might well go and get it now. I'll do it now for this video, so I can put this video up tonight. Why not? Because I'm bored. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go and get the water samples that I got from Japan. And I am going to analyse them, and we'll have a look at those. So I'll go and get my water test kit now. We'll come back in here after I've cleaned up all of this. Absolutely destroyed that Danichi folder, which is sacrilege, but I'm going again next week. Crafty give me that, sorry pal. But it was there, wasn't it? So yeah, let's go and let's tidy this up, leave that flat actually, so we don't get any runs, yeah, let's go and get the water kits, because then by doing that I can put it on the map, and when I go there this time I can get a load more water kits. That actually is a good idea. I've got loads of bottles. I'll take those with me. Lovely. Then guys, don't ask me what's playing on in the background. Hits of the 90s, I think, without any music. Right, so I have my guide to the Japanese breeders, basically. The Bible. If you haven't got one of these, I can try to pick up a few. I think there might be a new one out now. So if you're interested in those, I'll see if I can take a load back, because they are really cool. All the different breeders, all the different addresses, even the phone numbers for a chat if you want to. So what we've got now is, I've got all of the water. Yes, the water is been down there for a few months since I've come back from Japan. However, only over Christmas. They're in clean bottles. I really can't imagine the water parameters changing from source water in those bottles. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got my notebooks. I'm going to write down all the farms, or I'm going to do the pH tests. We'll see what tests I'm going to do on them. I'm not going to go crazy. It's realistically pH and pH and KH I want to test on them, and that's about it really. So pH and KH in all the water, and what I'll do then is I'll try to get a nice map of Niigata when I get over there, Ojiya and Nagaoka district. And what I'll do is I'll try to fill in the gaps. So eventually I should have a whole, you know, proper good insight to what all the source water is like all around that region. But no reason. It's not going to make any difference to me. It's not going to make any difference to you. But it's interesting, isn't it? Bit of science. Hey guys, so obviously I'm going through all the correct spelling for this because, yeah, I'm not Japanese. But anyway, what we've done so far is with the tests, I'm actually using the Colombo droppers, to be honest. But, yeah, the Colombo droppers. So what we've done so far is a Shinoda and Otsuka. And what we've got is a KH of 3 on the both of them and a pH of 6.5 on the both of them. Soft water rules. Very soft. Guys, I'm going to stop it there. I've done the Shinoda Koi Farm, Otsuka, Hoshikin, and also Tanaka, okay? I'm going to go tomorrow to get a brand new test kit. Brand spanking new. And I'm going to resume this activity because something's going on and it's suspicious. So I need to get another one because I don't want to do this half-heartedly. Let me show you. Every one of these, the KH is 3 and the pH is 6.5. 6.5, 3, 3, 6.5, 3, 6.5. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I've got the water and I've still got loads of water left in the bottles down there as well. So these are for my own personal use. Now I was going to send these off to a lovely guy who's actually got a proper water testing place. So I think I still might send these off because I think it's worth it. Because it's really interesting. But it's very, you know, that could make sense. It could have the whole place could have a source water with exactly the same, you know, pH and KH and mineral count. So it could well be all 6.5 and a KH of 3. I would have assumed that KH would have been a lot lower and that pH possibly is right. Maybe between 6.5 and 7. I don't think any higher than 7. So that pH, I think, is quite correct. The KH, I don't know why, but I assumed that would be lower, maybe even 0. But even a KH of 3 is very low, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So let's get a new test kit tomorrow. I've got to pop out. I've got a day off tomorrow, actually. So I've got to start packing all my stuff for Japan. Got to clean everything, wash everything, start getting everything packed away. What I did do today is I but I cleaned out the drum. One of the nozzles had a tiny bit of Backy House media in it, or a baby koi tooth, I don't know, something had come in and just separate and spray a little bit, a dirty ring around it. So I've done that. Yeah, and we'll see what else we can get up to tomorrow. But I really want to get all of these. I've got about another 4 of these to do. I've got Kaze, I've got Marushan, I've got Marihiro, and another one, I can't remember. So I've got those, and then what I'll do when I go back over now in a couple of weeks, I'm going to get all the rest. But I think I might order a load more of these little bottles because these were, I think they're like, excuse it mate, but I think they're like vape things, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a load more of these now so I can take these with me because they're very small, aren't they? Trying to get, I don't know, that worked all right, didn't it? Right, here we are, guys, in the new van. Ooh, there's a new angle for you. So anyway, it's the next morning now. I've just actually put a nice, not a varnish, but a wax on that piece of timber. I'm going to do it again later on and I'll show you the end product. Looks not too shabby. But what we're going to do now is, like I said yesterday, I got the day off today, so and unfortunately, because, and it really is unfortunately, because I'm in Japan for Valentine's Day, I've got to pull something out of the bag. So what I plan on doing is going to get all of Yasmin's little Valentine's things and leaving them in the koi pump house, so on the 14th I can say I'll pop down to the pump house. There's some stuff there for you. Oh, I'm such a romantic. But what we're going to do apart from that is pop to an aquatic shop just outside of Swansea, and yeah, I'm going to get some water test kits because I want to make sure that those, they can't all be the same. That was surprising me, to be honest, being all the same. So something dodgy there, so let's go and get a new test kit. And they did last year started dealing in Japanese koi. I don't know if they've progressed that anymore or not, but I know they were only buying from a low. They were okay. So let's go and have a little look. You never know, they might have blossomed and really got into it. I'm not quite sure. I haven't heard nothing about them koi wise, but yeah, Might even get a little auto fit. Oh, that's what I got to get. It's like one of those little blocks to go into my aquascape tank, just to keep the fish ticking over for a couple of weeks. Little block, isn't it? And they just nibble at it. It's quite good. Tastes lovely, to be honest. Yo then, guys. So went to the local fish shop today, and I have bought, what's that, £9. So it's Sally Furt. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. But this is the KH dropper test I'm going to use. It's really, really accurate, apparently. Way more accurate than the pond tests. But we will see. So this is what I'm going to use for the KH. And I got this one, Water Life. Never used this one before for the PH. So I'm not really, well, we'll see. Let's see how these work out. And if this is any good, this is quite a big, you know, it might well be a good tester. So it's super precise because it's for the marine world, but it also works for fresh water as well. The guy showed me how this worked with tap water and marine water earlier on in his shop, and it was actually really, really good. So yeah, let's see what happens, and let's just see if we get the same sort of readings as this. Yeah, okay guys, this is actually a really, really good test kit. So here we are. So what we do basically in this test kit, what you get given in the test kit, let me put this on, is these exact products here. And obviously an empty little vial, okay? And you get this, obviously the chart. So what you do is, you want to get the most accurate. So there's two ways to do this. You can like half the amount of fluid and water you use, and it will give you quite an accurate like reading, to be honest, probably more than the actual pond readers. But if you do, you draw 4 millimeters of your test water, okay, in this 5 millimeter syringe. So you draw 4 mil of this in there, and you put 4 mil into your vial, right? From there, what you do is you get this solution and you put 4 drops in. We'll do it live in a minute. 4 drops of this in, and that will turn that solution blue. And then what you do, you get this solution here, which I've just spilt some. You get this solution here, and you fill this vial up with 1 milliliter exactly, okay? So you pull 1 millimeter of this fluid out, okay? And then what you do is, when you're shaking this, you're actually squirting this in, right? It doesn't make a difference about drops, you're just squirting it in. Once this turns to that orange color, orangey pinky color, you stop. What you do then, you monitor where this is. So that's on 0.8 mil. So then what you do is you come down this chart here and you go to 0.8 mil. You come across and you've got 2.8 kH. So actually, when I first done the Hoshikin one, it was 3 kH. So this is just a really, really quite accurate way to do that. So that's really good. So I've just changed in my little book now that with the better test kit, that's 2.8. So it's not far off 3, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, isn't it? So it's not too bad. So again, what I've just explained to you is 4 mil into there, 4 drops of that first solution. Give it a bit of a shake for 5 seconds, and then you draw 1 milliliters of this KH solution here. You shake that and you drop it in, and when it turns from blue to pinky red, I guess, you measure exactly how much it is, and then what's left is what you use for the reading there. Now, that is idiot proof as far as I'm concerned. Now, what you can do, it says here, is you can half this. So by here, look, it says if you took 2 milliliters of source water to test, then you've got to multiply the KH value by 2. So you can use less of this solution for not quite the accuracy, but you know, that will last for quite a long time, to be honest. And I think $8.95 for something that's quite accurate, or well, this accurate, is, I think it's probably worth it. So I think maybe that will be my go-to from now on. And the beauty of it is, realistically, I only ever want to test for my KH and my pH. Now, we haven't tested that one yet, but this is interesting. So, yeah. Okay, I like it. Let's do it again. Here we go then. So what I've just done is we're going to do the Marahero sauce water this time, okay? So we're not comparing anything at the moment. This is a totally different thing. So I've just drawn up 4 millimeters, where are we? 4 millimeters of sauce water. Just cleaned this out vigorously. That goes straight into there, okay? What you do from there is you get this small vial and you place 4 drops in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you don't require such a really vigorous, detailed reading, you can just put 2 ml of that and put 2 drops of that in instead. So give it a bit of a shake. It says for 5 seconds, and I will do exactly that. Is that about 5? Oh, there we are. And then what we do is we get this one here, and you've got to draw up, okay? Make sure there's no air bubbles in there. Draw up. Oh, let's just get that back down. So make sure I get no air bubbles in there at all. Right, okay. So I've got an air bubble in there, but what I've done is I've actually made sure that the air bubble stops on exactly the 1 milliliter, okay? Let's put this to one side. And then what you do is you just hold this, you kind of shake it, and you just drop this in, and you just wait for that to turn to the pinky red color, and then you just stop. Boom. Maybe one more. Okay, so as you can see, that is a perfectly pinky red color. From there, you can put that to one side. And what we do then is we look at what's left. Now, obviously, don't look at this. We're looking at the bubble. That is 7.5. So 0.7.5. Okay, so then what you do, you look at your chart, go up to 0.7.5. And the KH value in Marahero is 3.5 KH. Now, would you believe it? All right. So 3.5 KH in Marahero sauce water. A little tiny bit higher than the rest of the surrounding mountains. Brilliant scientific research there. Not really, doesn't mean nothing, but I just like doing it. Anyway, there's the old sign behind there. It's ready to go up. So that's all dried and ready to go. So that's Marahero. So what we're going to do now is, and I tell you what, can I just say something as well, guys? So I've got a load of droppers left, but the reason I wanted to change to get a brand new one is just to make sure they wasn't out of date, right? Now, everyone slags off these Awaz pond sticks. They were very accurate, okay? The KH and the pH was bang on these, pretty much, okay? So I can't slag those off. And I wouldn't rely on any single product 100%. If you really need to know the truth behind the pond, you need to use 2 different brands at the same time. That's my opinion. But I think those, you know, like if you're new at pond keeping and it really blows your head, when you're getting one of these out, right? When you're getting one of these out, like that, dip it in your water for a couple of seconds, take it out, shake it off, put it to one side for 1 minute, right? And then what you can do then is you can literally just go through all of your parameters on one stick. Now, I wouldn't say these are possibly the best in the world because I think these are actually designed for ponds. I think, I don't know, right? But they certainly are not, they're certainly better using these because they're idiot proof than they are getting one of these dropper tests wrong, because some of them are quite weird. You've got like little scoops of like stuff to put in. Pretty good product. You know, like once a week, put it in, have a cup of coffee and sort of go, oh, it's not too bad. You know, the accuracy might be questionable, but it's there or thereabouts. If there was a major problem, this would probably show it. Anyway, let's go on to the next koi farm. Yeah, there we are then, guys. Just use this product here, Water Life Broad Range pH Test Kit. Yeah, self-explanatory, really quite good. 10 millilitres of source water, 10 drops of that. Yeah, and that's it. Give it a bit of a shake. And then you have a comparisons to what your pH is. And in Marihiro's case, it is 6.5, which seems to be regional wide the same. So 6.5 for Marihiro as well. So let's do another one. We'll do this live as well. We've got Hiroi, the master of goshkis. Sorry, Minima and Kano. But anyway, let's have a go. So what we're gonna, ooh, that one smells a bit funky. So let's see. So let's just see with this one now. No, actually we need 4. So here we go. And we need 4 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give it a 5-second shake. Oh, lovely. And then let's draw back up to the 1 ml there. And then what we're going to do then is give it a shake and give it a squirt. Right, so there we are. That's that. So 8 again. So going on the chart, 8 is 2.8. So KH 2.8. So that's that one. Let's do the pH for Hiroi Koi Farm. So we need 10 ml of water. There's your 10 ml. And then we've got, so 10 drops of this. So 10 ml of source water for the pH tester, and we got 10 drops of this. So 1, 10 drops of that. Let's put the lid on. Give it a lovely shake. Oh. Oh, okay. So we've got a pH of 5 at Hiroi. So that's a pH of 5 at Hiroi. I'm not going to, right, when I opened Hiroi's, okay, so pH 5.0. So when I opened the Hiroi source water, it smelt a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh mate, what's that stuff called? Volcanoes have got it. Make like eggs basically. A sulfur. Smells a little bit like sulfur. So possibly that's a wrong reading. Maybe that's not a very good reading to take. So I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. That's why I'm going to put a star by it. But we're definitely going to get some more water from Hiroi. I've got a few more to do, but what I'm going to do now is my source water. So let's see how that stands up to everyone else's. I'm quite nervous. I haven't done this for a little while. So taffaguchi's water. You got a laugh in you. So what we will do is let's do the pH first this time. So pH. So this is straight from my tap now. Ooh, pressure's on. The pressure is on. Ooh. Mmm. I'd say about 7. Maybe just above 7, maybe 7.2. But I would probably say 7. So my pH is 7, which is lovely. And let's go for KH. I want my KH to be a little higher than what I think it is. So anyway, let's put 4 of these in. This is exciting for me as well. Call me old-fashioned, but I'd rather do a good old water test than a night on the town. Right, okay, so here we go. Yeah, so... Right, there we are. Mate, that was like so quick. So what we got left on there, oh my word, it's like 9.5. That's how low my KH is. It's a joke. So 9.5 on this chart, wow, is 0.6. So my KH is 0.6, which is unbelievable. I don't understand how KH can go that low, but the fish don't mind it at all. And I have heard of Mike Snedden and Rad and all that kind of stuff. I think that's why you pay the big money for the really good food, sake-akari, because I think the fish get all of their nutrients they need through sake-akari. And what comes out of the back end of the fish gives your filter everything it needs as well. So I got a pH, I'm going to say 7, a pH of 7, and a KH of, 0.5, I guess. Unbelievable. I wish it was higher. I wish the KH was a little bit higher, because, trust me, I spend a lot of money on bicarbonated soda. Well, there we are, guys. Why don't you comment on this video? What is your KH and pH of your pond? So all I want you to do is comment. I'm from Wolverhampton. My pH is this and my KH is that. I'd like to know, because it would be interesting for me to know all different places in the country. What is your pH and KH? Until the next time, see you later. P.S. My yen's come. Back on the van cam, guys. I've just watched my video back that I'm doing splice, and for some reason I'm saying millimeters, not milliliters. I do apologise. It might have been the glass of wine I had. No, I don't think so. It was just a slip of the tongue.